Good morning, dear students. The next topic is food resources and the world food problems. Because as we know that the resources in the world are limited and our needs and wants are unlimited, so we have to economize. And the most important basic need of human being is food. After that comes shelter, clothing, etc. Clothing and shelter. But first primary need is food, so it is very important to discuss the food resources because they also come from the environment, from the flora and fauna, from trees and animals. So food resources include the grains, vegetable, fruits, nuts, condiments, tea, coffee, tobacco, liquor, oil from plant resources. And also the non-veg food include meat, fish, egg, milk and milk products, honey, etc. from the animal resources. So there are certain food problems, their causes and the suggestions. So there are two aspects of food problems. First is the quantitative aspects of food and another is the qualitative aspect. So quantitative aspect of food problems include increasing of the population. As we know that the population of the world is increasing rapidly year by year. Though food production has increased all over the world as well as in India, yet due to overgrowth of population, over needs, we can say that our needs also have increased for greater than the production. Second aspect is the secondary one. The man off and on suffers from the droughts and floods. That is also a quantitative aspect of food problem. This is the reason why the prices of food grains are shooting up. Per capita net availability of food grains went up to a level of 496 grams per day in 1989 as compared to that of 395 grams in early 50s. In 1990 it has been provincially estimated at 476 grams per day. In terms of gross fertilizers consumption, Indra ranks from fourth in the world. India ranks fourth in the world after USA, USSR, and China. The country has the largest in the world under pulse crops. In the field of cotton, India is the first one to evolve a cotton hybrid. The country has made a major breakthrough in bronze seed production and post-culture technology. Now let us discuss about the qualitative aspects of food problem. If we view from nutritional viewpoint, we find that food grains have the storages. If every person is given balanced diet, nutritious food must have per day per person 3000 calories. But in India it is about 200 calories on an average, while in Canada it is 3060, America में 3090, UK में 3290 and Japan में 2290. So we can see how how poor our country is in terms of the क्वालिटेटिव एस्पेक्ट ऑफ फूड. हमें फूड तो मिल रहा है लेकिन उसकी न्यूट्रिशियस वैल्यू बहुत ही कम है, बहुत ही पुअर एज कम्पेयर टू द अदर डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. सो द क्वालिटेटिव एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द पुअर्स food are more pitiable. In this way, Indians do not even get appropriate nutritious elements. An average Indian is able to take only carbohydrates. एज कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स किस में होता है? रोटी में ऑब्वियसली. तो जो हमारा जो भी लोअर क्लास है या लोअर मिडिल क्लास है, इवन मिडिल क्लास तक भी लोग, दे रिलाई अपॉन चपातीज, द व्हीट ग्रेन चपातीज. तो या फिर राइस पर डिपेंड करते हैं मेजरली, जो कि उनको कार्बोहाइड्रेट प्रोवाइड करता है. और बाकी जो न्यूट्रिशंस है लाइक विटामिन्स, प्रोटीन, कैल्शियम, मिनरल, अदर मिनरल सोर्सेज, वो उनको नहीं मिलते हैं. As he depends on ill nutritious grains from his meal, protective food like milk, fish, egg, fruits and vegetables are absent. The following reasons are responsible for unbalanced diet. First is less production of protective food. Second, low capacity for the purpose of nutritious articles. Third, refraining from meat, fish, eggs due to religious causes. इंडिया में अगर हम देखें तो हमारी रिलीजियस वैल्यू जो है वो इस प्रकार की है कि मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल अवॉइड नॉन वेज like meat, fish and eggs. They take the vegetarian foods, unaware of the balanced diet, and people are also unaware of a balanced diet कि उनको खाने के नाम पर सिर्फ पता है कि देर इज़ चपाती, रोटी ही पता है, और उसके अलावा और चीज़ों का उनको इतनी अवेयरनेस नहीं है, और जिनको अवेयरनेस है दे कांट इवन अफोर्ड अ हाई क्वालिटी फूड. However, a government has become conscious of improving the nutritious status of the people. A number of nutritious interventions have been made in recent years by different sectors of the government, which has direct or indirect impact on the nutritious status of the people. So, if we talk about the nutritious programs of Department of Food, then they take certain measures. First is nutritious education and training. Second is the development and production of nutritious food. Third is the fortification and enrichment of food. So the nutritious education has become one of the important activities of the department for more than 3 decades. 34 mobile foods and nutrition extension units equipped with mobile van, audio-visual equipments and technically trained personnel have been set up by Department of Food in different parts of the country to impart nutrition education in rural, urban and tribal areas. These units organize live demonstrations supported by the lecture cum discussions, films, slideshows, exhibitions on various aspects of food, nutrition and health in collaboration with the state government, educational institutions and voluntary organizations. Now let us discuss about the distribution aspect of food problems. The distribution aspects of food grain is far from being satisfactory. It is essential that the available food grain in the country should be distributed to public at fair price and appropriate time. But the policy adopted by the government for food procurement, price control ends in fiasco due to lack of initiative, hoarding and black marketing by traders is the next problem. सो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सबसे ज़्यादा जो प्रॉब्लम आती है पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में वो ब्लैक मार्केटिंग की और होर्डिंग ऑफ स्टॉकिंग, ओवर स्टॉकिंग की आती है. इट इज़ वर्थ मैंशनिंग दैट अ गवर्नमेंट हैज़ टेकन अप proper measures in this direction. The public distribution system has become one of the basic feature in the government policy. Its role as an anti-inflationary measure has also been recognized. जिसके लिए गवर्नमेंट क्या करती है, एक मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस रखती है. The system is designed to help both the producers and the consumers, as procurement is linked to purchase and support price, and distribution is made at as more of less uniform prices throughout. The system has also helped to provide a nutritious diet at a low budget to the common man. However, this system has acted as an effective establishing factor in India's social life by providing a steady supply of essential commodities at रीजनेबल प्राइस. अब इन एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज में आपके सीरियल्स आते हैं, पल्सेस आते हैं और एडिबल ऑयल्स आते हैं. ओके, सो सीरियल्स, इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द सीरियल्स पर्टिकुलरली राइस and wheat, then their prices rose sharply towards the end of the third quarter of 1991. In addition to the increased allocation of these commodities through the public distribution system, the Food Corporation of India (FCI) was permitted to sell 15 lakh tons of wheat to roller flour mills, traders, government agencies and other users at the rate of rupees 320 per quintal in northern and 330 per quintal in southern part of the country. If we talk about the pulses, in the wake of decline in the production of pulses in 1989-90 to 126.1 lakh tons from 138.5 tons इन 1988-89। तो ये तो आप देख रहे थे इज अ शार्प डिक्लाइन, पहले 138.5 टन था, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट ईयर में 126 हो गया। तो उससे क्या होगा, इट विल एडवर्सली अफेक्ट द supply side of the pulses. So the price of pulses during 1991 period increased 14.5%. इन तो जब सप्लाई बढ़ेगी और डिमांड उतनी ही है तो क्या होगा, प्राइसेस बढ़ेंगे ऑब्वियसली। इन ऑर्डर टू ब्रिज द गैप बिटवीन डिमांड सप्लाई इक्विलिब्रियम, NAFED has been authorized to import pulses under OGL scheme. Under this scheme, NAFED registered contracts for a total quantity of 97.7 lakh during 1990-91. As an incentive to production, the minimum support prices of pulses have been increased substantially from rupees 325 per quintal in 1990 to 421 per quintal in 1990-91 in case of gram, and rupees 425 per quintal for 1990 to 180 per quintal 1991 in the case of arhar, moong and urad. Okay, and nowadays the prices are soaring to the sky. And third is about the edible oils. Production of oilseeds suffered a setback during 1989-90. During this period, the production declined to 167.3 lakh tons from 178.9 lakh tons in 1988-90. As a result of this decline, coupled with increased demand, the prices of edible oil rose by 30.1% during 1990 and 91. The government has taken a number of steps to check the runaway increase in the price of the edible oils. This includes exemption of the excise duty on refined rapeseeds, mustard oils, reduction in the stock limit of edible oils with wholesalers and retailers, and withdrawal of permission for use of 20% expeller mustard rapeseed oil in the manufacture of vanaspati for ensuring increased availability of these oils during the lean period or the festive periods. To increase the available position of edible oil in the open market, the imports have been stepped up from 3.73 lakh tons in oil year 1988-89 lakh tons in oil years 1989-90. Now there are some causes of food grain problems. First is the long term causes, second are the mid term causes, and third are the short term causes of the food grain problems. So firstly we will discuss about the long term causes. It includes the population growth, decrease in agricultural output, and decrease in the productivity of the agricultural products or yields. So population, as we know that instant imbalance in supply and demand of food grain consequently enhance population pressure, pressurize the quantitative increase of the food grains. तो क्या हो रहा है, population growth होने से, population increase होने से डिमांड बढ़ रही है food grains की, और supply is still very limited. तो उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, उसके prices rise होंगे, food scarcity arise होगी world में. Decrease in agricultural output. तो agricultural output, as we are seeing that people are moving from the villages to the towns, urbanization हो रहा है, लोग agriculture से दूसरे occupations में, दूसरे professions में shift हो रहे हैं because they get less margin in agriculture, many people. So because of that also there is an increase in agricultural output, decrease in the productivity due to afforestation, land abrasion, insufficient manures, defective agricultural methods, defective lands tenures have led to decrease in productivity of land. Although new agricultural policy increased the main crops by times, yet compared to the other countries it is even less. Insistence on commercial agriculture. तो क्योंकि जो एक होता है कि जो फूड बेस्ड एग्रीकल्चर है उस पर उतना इंसिस्टेंस नहीं है गवर्नमेंट का भी और लोगों का भी, कमर्शियल एग्रीकल्चर पे ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि कमर्शियल एग्रीकल्चर को करने से जो यील्ड आ रही है दैट विल बी मोर प्रॉफिटेबल फॉर द फार्मर्स ऑल्सो. तो दे मूव टूवर्ड्स द कमर्शियल एग्रीकल्चर. वो इस तरीके के प्रोडक्शन करते हैं, इस तरीके के क्रॉप्स लगाते हैं, फार्मिंग करते हैं, जिससे उनको ज़्यादा क्या हो, प्रॉफिट हो. देन नेचुरल कैलेमिटीज़, फ्लड है, क्रॉप और इसके अलावा ड्रॉट है, इन सब की वजह से भी क्या होता है कि हमारा जो फूड ग्रेन्स हैं उसमें उसकी सप्लाई में प्रॉब्लम आती है. Then midterm causes include the position of 1947. 1947, as we know that we got independence in 1947. The country was subdivided into Pakistan and India. The area with rich agricultural produce went to Pakistan. जो बहुत ही एग्रीकल्चरली रिच एरिया था हमारी कंट्री का, वो सारा पाकिस्तान के पास आ गया. दिस लेड टू फूड क्राइसिस इन इंडिया. तो फूड सप्लाई में भी उससे प्रॉब्लम आई. देन सेकेंड वॉज डिफेक्टिव फूड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. Food crisis is chiefly due to the defective food production. Traders and consumers store in lot, which when they see that production is less, hence crops available in the market decrease and prices soar. Third is fall in the purchasing capacity. Dearness has increased while द इनकम ऑफ द पीपल हैज़ नॉट राइजन. महंगाई बढ़ गई है लेकिन लोगों की जो इनकम है वो उतनी है, तो उससे क्या होगा, परचेजिंग पावर कम हो रही है लोगों की, तो उससे भी उनकी जो मतलब फूड से रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है वो अराइज हो रही है. देन लिमिटेड जुरिस्डिक्शन ऑफ द रिजर्व बैंक. रिजर्व बैंक हैज एक्सटेंसिव पावर टू कंट्रोल द वी कैन से दैट टू कंट्रोल द क्रेडिट पॉलिसी ऑफ कमर्शियल बैंक्स, which prevent the traders from improper collection of food grains. However, it has no control over the indigenous bankers and sahukars. Hence, its policy ends in failure. And next is short-term causes. Short-term causes में increase in consumption level है, लोगों का consumption level जो है वो भी increase हो रहा है because of the increased demand. तो उसकी वजह से food scarcity हो रही है. डेफिसिट इन प्रोडक्शन, डेफिसिट है क्योंकि बिकॉज ऑफ अनटाइमली रेन. कभी होता है किसी साल ज़्यादा बारिश होती है, किसी साल कम बारिश होती है, तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट क्या है कि प्रॉब्लम आती है. कभी बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश हो रही है तो भी उससे क्रॉप हमारी ख़राब होती है. किसी टाइम ऐसे टाइम पे हो रही है जब बिल्कुल क्रॉप तैयार है खेतों में, फार्म्स में, एंड इट इज़ जस्ट अबाउट टू बी रीप्ड आउट, बट at that time the rain ruins the whole crop yields. And sometimes because of drought or less rain the crops do not develop or nurture. एंटी सोशल एक्टिविटीज़ भी होती हैं, लाइक ट्रेडर्स जो ब्रोकरेज कर रहे हैं, होर्डिंग कर रहे हैं, ब्लैक मार्केटिंग कर रहे हैं क्रॉप्स की, फूड ग्रेन्स की, तो उसकी वजह से भी शॉर्टेज, आर्टिफिशियल शॉर्टेज हो जाती है फूड ग्रेन्स की सप्लाई में, which increase its prices and create scarcity of the food resources. Then the transportation भी है, rise in the price of diesel, other lubricants as well as the risk involved in the transportation also result in the shortage of food grain nowadays, now and then. So that's it about today's lecture, students. Thank you very much.